Hello my friends, today I have a little video for you about the one accessory I had on almost all my motorcycles, which are heated hand grips. Some people might say, that's for pussies, who needs heated grips? But actually the riding season here in Sweden starts maybe in April with temperatures around 5 to 10 degrees centigrade, and it ends in October, November, depending how far north you live, again with temperatures around 5 degrees centigrade. So heated grips are then really nice if you want to keep your hands warm. The different options, KTM-Husqvarna is actually offering two versions. The one is a universal heated grip kit, which has a little controller box about that size. I had those on the 790 before, little plastic box with an orange button in the middle. Those are basically independent of the motorcycle. You can use them on any bike where you just need 12 volt in. And then you have this little button where you can set, I think what was 3 or 4 different power settings. Then for the Husqvarna 901 there is also another kit with a specific controller that connects to the bike's menu system. But this is extremely expensive, I think, 2,600 Swedish crowns. So what I found is something for half the price, about 1,300 crowns, a set from a manufacturer called Koso. By the way, I'm not getting sponsored by them and not by the reseller either, so I paid full price on that at a normal dealership. And I like those from what I've seen, because they have a little switch set here on the left-hand grip. And there you can switch them off and choose the power setting, and then there is a little controller box in the cables that you need to hide somewhere under the fairing, and hopefully a long cable that goes to the battery or another 12 volt source. So let's get those unpacked and see what's inside the box. So here you see the package again. Let's take a look what's inside. I have not really opened it. First time I'm opening it. So let's see. Quite good packaging actually. Is of course a instruction manual and looks like some end plugs for the steering bar, handlebar. There's nothing more inside here. Nope. Then we have this little box here. How do we get in there here? Interesting packaging. Wow. Okay. And there is the grips coming out. That's it. Okay, let's see that we get this cable binder off here. Quite a package of cables. I see the controller already here. So here we go. So you see that the one grip, one which goes to the left hand side, like this, has these buttons here, click click, it does. So that is where you regulate the power, and there should be a little LED inside here that indicates by the color which settings you have. So of course for that reason the cable here is much thicker, because it's actually 2 cables inside, one to the button set and the LED, and the other one for the heating wiring in here. And then we have, let's see if we get this unfolded here, we have a little controller box. Nice, it's quite flat and small, so you see just about a centimeter thick. It's flexible even, okay. And a cable that goes to the power source, to the battery, red plus and black minus. We have already some grounding here on that one, grounding connector. And I guess that cable is over 1 meter long, so that should give me the possibility for that one, make it easy and take the power from the outlet which is hiding in the back of the motorcycle. I'm already using the outlet on the front, under the fairing, for my GPS, so I don't want to open that again. So I think I'll just go for the outlet on the rear probably, which is also good because I'm distributing the load a little bit. There is even a connector in here, quite nice, so you can open this up. Then you have the possibility to make it easier to install that. So that is quite nice. Here's a lock, and then you just pull, I guess, yep. And so it's a little bit easier mounting this if you have that divide it here. Okay, let's go down to the garage and get this installed. So to remove the left-hand grip, you need not to cut this up here, don't cut this, but push this back here, and you see inside there is a Torx T15 screw. So I have fortunately a T15 in my work tool set, and once you've done that, you can just pull it off. So let's try the right hand side. So on the right hand side, on the throttle side, this is a bit more complicated. I could get this rubber pulled off here and then pulled about 2-3 centimeters off the tube in the middle. You can see that's fixed here, but now it comes to an end. It seems to be glued on it, so there's no way I'm pulling that off, so I probably need to cut it. And I also see that there are these things here which go into some recesses in the rubber, so I probably need to cut those off also to get the heated grips on. Let's see. So now I got the right hand grip off, so that only this little piece of tubing is left here. I also took off the edge that was here, because otherwise I'm probably not going to get the new grip over it. So let's have a try. And before I forget it, there are two versions of these hand grips available, these heated grips, 12 centimeter and 13 centimeter. So the 790, 890, 901 is 13 centimeters, 130 millimeters. Don't buy the wrong one. So now comes the tricky part, how to get these on. You actually see that the inner diameter of the left hand side and the right hand side are different. Of course, because this needs to accommodate the right hand side, the throttle side needs to get over this plastic tubing. And I hope I got it smoothened out. I can feel it fits, but I need to push it on in one go, because they say do not twist it, because if you twist it like that, in itself, you might break the internal heating wires. So you can use glue. What I've been using for many years on bicycle grips also is, believe it or not, hairspray, because I need that much. No, well, not really. So let's give it a good spray with hairspray. Both sides here, maybe even here. Oh, I didn't spray the camera now. And then push it on in one go. Oh, come on. Oh, this is... Oh, this is really hard to get on. Now I have a problem here. You see that maybe there's a gap here, and that is because the rolling part here is conical. This tubing is conical, but this is straight. So there's no really way to get this completely on, and I have a little gap here. So this is not nice. Probably not a problem on the other side, because here I have a flat surface, but I do not have a flat surface here. So there's no way of doing this better. So I probably need some distances in here to accommodate this clamping mechanism for the hand guards. We'll see how this looks like. I'm not really happy about that. I didn't see this before, so this is clearly a problem. So now comes here a problem, because this part that holds the hand protector in here needs to go in here, and you see it's slightly recessed in relation to the rubber. So if I would put that one on here now, the bar would touch the rubber here, so the gas grip couldn't move freely. So I need to put some washers under here if this is all the way in, but that again means that my screw here, my bolt, is not long enough, because it needs to grab this inner part here, the conical part. So I need to see if I have a longer screw, a longer bolt here. Controller is basically now holding in here. The cable for right side steering, the gas throttle comes out here, and that is the cable, figure cable for the left side, comes also out down there. Unfortunately, I lost this one screw here, so that fell down somewhere here. So I have a few others. I don't know where it is. Could be anywhere in the fairing, so I have no idea right now. Don't want to take apart the bike, but I have a few spare screws like that one. Then I put all the covers on again, and now the cable runs around here, around here, around here, and in the tail of the bike, since the cable is quite long, I'm using the power from here now. There is of course also power in there, but I didn't want to take that apart again and splice it. So I'm simply taking the power from the rear, which also distributes the power a little bit. So you will find here this one connector, which looks like it's meant, I think it's the same one as in the 12-volt outlet. So I don't know why we have one of these here. And then there are two of these ones, two of these type here, that one and that one. So the one with the yellow cable and the brown cable, yellow wire and brown wire, we have permanent 12 volts. So I didn't want to have that. I want to have my heated grips switched with the ignition. So for that I am using the brown and black-red wires. And of course black-red goes on red and brown goes on black. So again, black-red coming out of the bike to the red wire of the heated grips, and the brown wire is going to the black one. And I will tuck this nicely away now, and then I'm basically done. And I have already checked, and I switch the ignition on. I'll do this once again so you see it. It blinks quickly, did you see that here? And now actually I can step through different heating settings, and I had just tried that before I recorded this video. Both sides are getting warm, so I guess the red one is the hottest setting. I wouldn't let that run forever now because it's draining the battery, of course. I will show you if the manual says anything about power consumption. I might put that in the next scene. So the one thing you really need to make sure is that your throttle goes back to the 0 position freely, so no friction here between the handguard and the throttle. Since this is a little bit wider, what I cannot do anything against is this not nice gap here in between. And you need to make sure that the cable down there can move freely without getting under tension. And that is also nice. And if you turn the handlebar to the sides, that the cable routing, which I went through the middle here actually, which is most neutral to length changes, that is not getting under tension either. On the left hand side I hope the controller is now okay, and it's probably going to dry now overnight, and hopefully this is going to be fixed tomorrow. This one is anyway so tight that will not move in any way. So the one trick actually, which I learned from cycling, how to get these off again, if you ever want to get them off without cutting them, is taking a long medical needle, injection needle and a syringe, and go in from the edge here all the way as far in as you get, and inject water in there. The water will loosen the grip and also lubricate it a little bit. Do this a few times. On standard grips which are not heated, so we have no wires inside, you could even inject through the rubber if you want to keep that grip, and then most likely you can pull it off. Works nicely a few times. I'm not sure if it works on that one because this is really tight fit here. Hello my friends. So, summary of these heated grips. I think they're quite nice. They keep my hands nicely warm even now at 10 degrees centigrade. It's really autumn temperatures now in Sweden. My hairspray glue trick didn't really work for some strange reason. Normally that worked, but maybe needs to dry for a few more days. So if this doesn't really stick next weekend, I need to find another real glue, for example. But normally with bicycle grips and even motorcycle grips, it worked nicely. Maybe they changed the recipe for hairspray, I don't know. I have not really so much experience with that. What is nice about them is when you switch them off, or when you switch the ignition off, next time you switch the ignition off, the grips will be off, but they come back in the same setting as they were cancelled, you can say like that. So you press the button just once, and if you were in the second heating setting, it will come up again in the second one. So you need to press then the button only once. So I think this is a nice alternative to the twice as expensive KTM grips. So if you're looking for some heated grips, you should consider those maybe. Okay, see you, bye bye.